Hi everyone, bit cold out there, still a bit of snow down, so I'm in the garage wrapped up. I thought I'd have a little chat about the launch of the CB1000 GT. You'll have seen lots of activity in the press about it. And I just recently watched an MCN review on it, although it was more or less a catalogue type of review, not particularly much about the riding aspects, just about the cost, what it's got, and basically, you know, what it aims to do. And being a VFR owner, and like many of you with VFRs, we're all a bit stuck with where to go next. For me, I've said a few times that I might end up just with another VFR 1200 with a DCT, or even try the cross tourer, but just might be a bit top heavy for me. But anyway, I was interested with the launch. Not the type of bike I would be able to afford, certainly not at this point in time, and not for a few years. But nevertheless, I'm interested in what Honda's got to offer in the sports touring range. So that's why I'm doing this video. It's not like a VFR owner's view on the CB1000 GT. Of course, we had the NT1100, which has been running for, is it 3 or 4 years now? But that was billed as a tourer rather than a sports tourer. And although, you know, I like parts of it, I can't get away with it having a parallel twin. Partly it's a really, really good parallel twin. But, you know, I'm already having to give up a V4. Do I want to give up 4 cylinders altogether? I don't know, although I'm a V twin fan. So the CB1000 GT, I won't go through all the specs because quite honestly I don't know them all, but I'll put a link to the MCN video simply because it did have a lot of information in there. I'll put a few basic specs up, like the big stuff, you know, 4 cylinder, 147 brake horsepower, I think it's about 78 foot-pound of torque. So it's healthy enough, it's a healthy powertrain, you know, unlike the NT, which healthy torque-wise, but lacks a bit of power. For me, I like the look of it. The price obviously is the key. I mean, for the kit that it's got on, compared to its competition, really, really is good value. I mean, when I talk about value, £4,500 5 years ago, and I've done what, 30-odd thousand virtually trouble-free miles. So, you know, value-wise, I'm talking relative here. But the value is definitely there when you compare it to the other bikes. But there's one aspect to it I just wish Honda would have taken a slightly different route on, and that's simply the fact that they've aligned it with the likes of the Kawasaki Versys, which apparently is a really good bike, and we'll say the Suzuki GX. Probably could put the Tracer in there, but of course I always think of the Tracer as a slightly lighter weight type bike compared to the Suzuki and the Kawasaki. And it does look like a Versys. I was surprised. I put a comment on the MCN video saying, you know, you didn't even mention that it looks like a Kawasaki Versys, and it does look like a Kawasaki Versys. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but tall rounder. I would have preferred if they'd have launched the CB1000 in the vein of the Kawasaki SX, or in the vein of the Suzuki 1000 GT. Now, of course, they were long after the VFR, so really what I could say is they should have, you know, designed in the vein of the VFRs. But sadly, we know that's not going to happen. So, looking at it, it definitely is an attractive bike. Definitely got the power. Definitely got all the equipment. Comes standard with panniers, heated grips and stuff like that. Things I've got used to. We're not going to see a shaft drive, are we? We're just not going to see it unless it's on a big tour. There's only BMW Motor Guzzi that are doing it. Don't think we'll ever see it. So whatever bike I have in the future, likely that it may go back to a chain. And if somebody said to me, the CB1000 GT is your next bike, it won't, because it's too expensive. It'll be a few years before I can afford it. Don't think I'd be too disappointed. I just wish it was a bit low-lying and not a tall rounder. Although, looking at the seat height, quite impressed that I think it's 825 millimeters. This is 820. Is it 820 or 815? I forgot. Must be the code. But compared to the other bikes, it's quite a low sort of seat height, which suits me. I'm not very tall. So yeah, nice to see it launched. I don't think it's in the dealers till next year, is it? April, March, April, something. Nice to see it launched. Definitely is good value. Definitely got a lot of kit. So yeah, I'll look forward to seeing them on the road. So that's just my thoughts about it. I wish they'd have done a bit more to make it look like a sports tourer, but they haven't. Looks like we're not going to see another VFR lookalike again. Maybe something will crop up. I wish it would. And of course, poor old V4s. I'm not going to Ducati, which I'm not going to do if I want a V4 Aprilia. So yeah, okay. I'll catch you next time. Bye now.